Here are some things that don't give one solitary, measurable damn what country you happen to have been born in. Cancer cells, viruses, the laws of orbital mechanics, the behavior of light when it crosses the event horizon of a black hole, the kidneys of a zebrafish, the mitochondria, math, physics, chemistry. Look, cancer cells don't check your passport. Mitochondria don't require a green card. And a black hole has never once paused in the entire recorded history of physics to ask anyone what their visa status is. Which brings us to Dolt 45, or 47, his latest, most spectacularly self-defeating policy decision to date, and that's a pretty competitive field. The National Institutes of Health and NASA, two of the most important scientific funding bodies on planet Earth, are now privately telling American researchers that they need permission before publishing a scientific paper that happens to have a foreign co-author. Even when the foreign co-author is a graduate student standing 4 feet away in a lab in Bethesda, Maryland. Even when that foreign co-author left their home country years ago and has lived in America the whole time. The only foreign thing about any of this is the credit line. If you take somebody like Ian Drummond, who runs an NIH-funded kidney research center at the MDI Biological Laboratory in Maine. He just filed his annual progress report to the NIH. His center had 22 papers to list this year. And per this new guidance from the NIH, he had to strip out 16 of these papers from the report. 16 out of 22. 73% of his lab's published scientific output this year had to disappear from the official federal record because somewhere on the byline was a name of someone from Germany or Japan or India, or the actual unspoken villain in every conference room when this policy was discussed, China. NASA is doing the exact same thing, quietly telling some of their grantees that they may have already violated federal law simply because they co-authored scientific papers with researchers who have Chinese institutional affiliations. They may have violated federal law by co-authoring scientific research with another scientist just because they're from another country. In what is supposed to be the international project of human knowledge, the thing we've been doing for 400 years to make medicine work, to put humans on the moon, to put telescopes at the edge of our solar system, co-authorship. It's now a potential federal crime if the wrong flag is on the lab badge. Which this would be delightfully absurd if it weren't so deeply on brand for the Trump administration, whose single most powerful unelected advisor, on and off again, was a man named Elon Musk, who is putting people on the moon. And he was born in Pretoria, South Africa, naturalized as an American adult, who then proceeded to attempt to dismantle the entire federal civil service from a podium next to the Resolute desk. You've got the First Lady, Melania Trump, originally from Slovenia. And yet the entire moonshot pitch of MAGA is, get the foreigners out of our science. While a man whose primary residence is a rocket pad in Brownsville, Texas, and whose mother lives in South Africa, whispers in the ear of the president. The actual cost of this policy is staggering and quantifiable. An Inside Higher Ed study that came out in late 2019 found that without co-authors from China alone, the total number of U.S. science and engineering publications would drop by more than 2% year over year. That's across all American science from a single country. Then work that out across Europe, India, Brazil, Israel, Japan, South Korea, and the rest of the planet who we used to actually trade ideas with. And what you are looking at is deliberate, voluntary decapitation of American research in real time by the country that owns the labs. Oh, by the way, let's not forget the COVID-19 mRNA vaccines that came out of Operation Warp Speed during Donald Trump's first term. You know, the thing that he still to this very day demands credit for at all of his rallies? The literal singular medical achievement he most often points to as his presidential legacy were the direct product of decades of basic research conducted between teams, yes, in Pennsylvania, but also in Hungary and Germany and a Turkish-German married couple. And without those exact international collaborations, that vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccines, don't exist. Donald Trump doesn't have the only operation in his entire presidential record that's actually worked. So congratulations to you, Trump administration, because you are now privately threatening American scientists with legal consequences for doing the exact same thing that produced the only public health success of Donald Trump's career. Do me a favor, subscribe and hit that notification icon so that we can keep documenting the dumbest, most measurable cell phone this country has ever produced in real time.